senior citizen night, I'm telling you. That shit about that bingo a while ago, girl, you was talking about, we played naked bingo. Well, I'm from Lower Arkansas, Pine Bluff, raised when it was pretty tough in that town. I got my wife here with me, been married 33 years. But we have a trusting and understanding marriage. She don't trust me and I don't understand her. You know, just the other day I was laying on the couch and she said, you know, I believe you're half dog. I said, what do you mean half dog? She said, well, you lay around, all you do is sleep and eat. I said, you know, baby, if I could just lick my balls, I could be a full dog. Anyway, I was raised in a family, had 5 kids, and we were rather poor. In fact, if I didn't wake up with a heart on Christmas Day, I had nothing to play with. You know, my dad, I had 3 sisters, 3 good-looking sisters, and a little brother. And they always asked my dad, said, how come you got 3 good-looking daughters and you got a son that's real smart? And this guy here, what happened to him? He said, oh, the best part of that boy run down his mama's leg. And I want you to know I made it. I went to college, and right before I left for college, my daddy gave me a piece of advice. He said, son, I'm going to tell you, invest your money in houses and lots. So I go to college, and brother, I invest in houses and lots. That's whorehouses and lots of alcohol. Well, I make 1 year. College wasn't for me. Vietnam was going on. I said, you know what? I think I'll just wait and get drafted. Well, I waited around. I was getting ready to get drafted. Here comes my best friend. We go out and we get drunk. He talks me into joining the Marine Corps. Now, instead of taking 2 years in the Army, I sign up for 3 years in the Marine Corps. Right move, right? So we go to boot camp. We get off of that bus there at Parris Island, South Carolina, and we stand on those little yellow footprints, and I said, God, I have fucked up. Well, I make it through boot camp, okay, I graduate, go to school, I get orders to go to Vietnam. Go to Vietnam, I spent about 6 months out in the bush, and CO comes up to me and he says, I'm going to give you an R&R, Danny, rest and relaxation. So I got some places to choose, they fly you over free. So there's a word in there, a city called Bangkok. I've been in the bush for 6 months. Bangkok, here I come. Well, I get to Bangkok, one thing on my mind. My daddy told me houses and lots. But before I could get to the houses and lots, I got to clean myself up. Man, I am feeling dirty, you know, from Vietnam. So I go down looking for the local bathhouses. Well, they don't call them bathhouses. They call them steamy creamies. Well, I really don't know what a steamy creamy is, but I am ready to find out. So I go to this place. It's got a big sign that says bathhouse, and I go in there, and it's like a little hotel room, and I give her my money, and she gives me a room number. I go up to the room, and there's a little mama sign in there, and she tells me to take my clothes off, which I gladly do. They got this little machine in there, a little wooden box, looks like a small dishwasher. It's got a big hole in it. So I get in this little box, and she opens the door, I sit down. She's got the towel wrapped around my neck. She turns on the steam. Well, I realize that's the steamy part, right? So it's going good, and she comes back in, she gets me out, she bathes me with a little sponge, and she lays me on a gurney, face down, puts a towel over my butt, and she begins to massage me. Well, she rolls me over, got the towel across me. She starts massaging my parts, and every now and then she'd go right by my thing here. And you people out there know about erectile dysfunction, right? Well, back in those days, I was 21, I had what they call CE. That's constant erection. So I lay in there, and she's massaging me, and she said, she was rubbing me, and she said, gee, I want special. Standing up, it looks like a miniature white tent. Hell, it's so hard it's got ribs on it. Well, I said yes. What do you think? So she comes back with this bottle of creamy lotion. That's the creamy part of the cream. So she gets it all lathered up with that cream. There's another thing called PE. That's premature ejaculation. She comes in about 2 or 3 times. She's hollering, "Buku come, buku come." Well, she gets the little bottle out. She's got all her washing liquid in there. She comes over and she cleans me all up, dries me off, and I put my clothes on. Well, I'm pissed. I spent $2 for 20 seconds of pleasure. So I leave, I go down to the local bar and I have me a few more drinks. And I said, you know what? I can beat this system. So I go back. She gives me another number, different room. I go up there, and little mama signs, she takes my clothes off, and I get in my little box. She puts the towel around me. I said, you know, I'm fixing to fuck this one. So I just choke my chicken while I'm sitting there. So she comes back in and she lets me out of a little steaming roll. Lays me on that table. She begins to work on it. She rolls me over and she got the towel across me. Of course, C and E still in effect. Well, she starts playing with it. Next thing you know, there's that Major Tim again. She said, "Gee, I want special." I said, "Mm-hmm." She gets the cream out and she starts working on it. Prior to that, you know, I had relieved myself. So she's in there, she's doing this. She's doing this. Finally, getting big enough, she'd have 2 hands on it. So she's over there on her arms. So she finally keeps working on it. I'm laid back. And it finally goes. She looks at me. I'm just grinning. I look down there. I look at my dick. It's solid red. It looks like a skint rat when I got it. So she comes over and she can't hardly even lift the pan of water. She's shaking. She puts that pan down. She goes washing me off. Her arm, she could barely get alive. I get up, I put my clothes on, and she looks at me and she said, "G.I., no come back." I went back the next night again, and they got my picture posted up behind me. Do not accept this fella. Well, I want to thank you, because that's all I got.